The Xiaomi 14 Ultra is finally here. It's certainly an absolute beast of a phone from design to its specs, but just how good is it actually? In today's video, we take a look and answer that question by pinning it against the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This is Spotlight today, and without further ado, let's get right into this one. Starting off with the design. The 14 Ultra is a fair bit slimmer than last year's model, removing all the lumps and bumps we had on the 13 and opting for a very sleek looking device. This year you can choose glossy back glass or eco leather, both very premium and lush. However, we would opt for the textured leather as it won't be attracting any unwanted fingerprints and looks great. The frame, which you can now get in titanium or aluminium, is much thinner and now also flat on the sides, with the backside bezel curving to hug the back glass or vegan leather. Sticking to the design language from last year, but refining it in a very elegant and practical way. The upper bezel also gets a curve to meet the glass, but it's very subtle. The display is protected by Xiaomi Shield glass. Moving on to that display, it is slightly rounded at the edges, but it is very close to being completely flat. The camera is still a ginormous disc protruding from the back. It's actually quite comfortable to hold as the camera gives your finger a place to rest on the back. It also eliminates the wobble that we get on an iPhone 15 Pro Max when placed on a table. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has been around for a while now. The design hasn't really changed much for the last 3 generations, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It looks like an iPhone, which is sophisticated and premium. They have slightly changed the way the glass connects to the frame, making it a bit smoother, and the camera bump glass has also received some minor changes. The frosted back glass looks great combined with the brushed titanium finish, the display protected by ceramic shield glass, and it's an elegant device, and though the design has been around, it still looks brilliant. On the design front, we give it a draw. Moving on to displays. The Xiaomi is rocking a 6.73-inch 120Hz LTPO AMOLED panel with Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus that has an eye-watering peak brightness of 3000 nits. These are crazy numbers. When you put the iPhone and Xiaomi next to each other, you can see that the former is brighter. However, it's not by much. The iPhone is rocking a 6.7-inch 120Hz variable refresh rate LTPO XDR OLED panel with HDR10. Both screens are absolute stunners. The Xiaomi does have better specs all around, but they both look gorgeous. It's very difficult to choose one over the other side by side. They are excellent panels. The iPhone represents colors a bit more naturally compared to the Xiaomi, but all things considered, we thought the 14 Ultra just pulled ahead and got the win in the display category. Let's talk cameras. This is a section that is very important for most people when deciding which phone to choose over another. Xiaomi have gone above and beyond with camera hardware with the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. It is a quad 50 megapixel camera setup. The main sensor is a 50 megapixel Sony LYT 900 1-inch sensor with a variable aperture ranging from f4.0 to f1.63, allowing the sensor to soak up light, producing scintillating nighttime and low light shots. It has not one, but 2 periscope Sony IMX858 cameras. The 3.2x optical zoom lens has a wide f1.8 aperture and a focal length of 75mm, and the second 5x optical zoom lens has a 120mm focal length and f2.5 aperture, once again focusing on low light performance and quality. The fourth sensor is a 50 megapixel ultra-wide lens with a 12mm focal length and 122-degree field of view. Xiaomi has definitely pulled up with high-tech camera hardware with the Ultra. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has already proven itself as a powerful photography and videography machine. The new 48 megapixel main sensor and the improved ultra-wide lens combined with the brand new 5x telephoto camera is a high-performing setup that produces top-tier pictures and videos all round. Pictures from the main cameras from both of these devices are extremely good. The quality that these devices have is frankly quite ridiculous. Both take great shots that represent more natural-looking colors whilst retaining great detail and color accuracy. On the main sensor, it was very difficult to call a clear winner in good lighting conditions, with both devices producing consistent shots. When it comes to portrait mode shots, the iPhone is just a bit more consistent with its edge detection. When it comes to skin tone and shadows, yet again, the Pro Max just about pulls ahead. However, the Xiaomi takes great looking pictures and we are being absolutely critical. Nighttime photography, on the other hand, is a different story. The focus that Xiaomi has put into low-light performance definitely comes through, as it consistently takes better shots in these conditions. The iPhone is still top tier when it comes to nighttime photography, but it has definitely been outgunned in our observations. Apple has been and still are the benchmark for smartphone video capture. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra has definitely improved its video quality, and the colors and stabilization look fantastic. It's a really impressive experience with the Xiaomi, and it does a great job with videography, and you also get 8K recording compared to 4K on the Pro Max. The iPhone is still ahead in our opinion, but the difference is much closer than it's ever been before. All in all, these are very capable camera setups at the pinnacle of smartphone photography. The camera section is so close, but if we were pressed to choose one, we would pick the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But there are definitely situations where we would prefer the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. When it comes to internals, both devices are absolutely stacked, with the Xiaomi packing the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, up to 16 gigs of RAM and 1TB of internal storage. The Pro Max contains an A17 Pro combined with 8 gigs of RAM and up to a terabyte of internal storage as well. Both of these devices run buttery smooth, and you won't be running into any performance issues on either device. The software, however, is something that we can compare. So recently Xiaomi have replaced MIUI with HyperOS. It isn't anything groundbreaking or different from other Android OSs, but we do appreciate that they have tried to streamline and compact a lot of systems and settings. Diving into the menus, however, can be a bit confusing, and there is still some work to be done when it comes to organization. They also load up the phone with a lot of bloatware. Luckily, you are able to remove the apps that you won't be using. The animations are buttery smooth and fast though, in general a pleasant experience. However, we personally prefer using iOS. It's just more rounded, and though it's nothing different, it still offers a smooth and simple user experience which we appreciate. So in general, we prefer the UI on the iPhone, but the raw power and streamlined experience on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra has made a significant difference. But in our opinion, the iPhone gets the win for this section. On to the batteries. The international version of the Xiaomi has a 5000 mAh battery, and the iPhone contains 4441 mAh battery. The iPhone does last sufficiently long, however, it does not match the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Longer term reviews will be a better indicator, but the 14 Ultra definitely has the superior battery life. The Xiaomi also receives 90W wired fast charging and 80W wireless fast charging. Absolutely bonkers. MagSafe is a redeeming factor for the iPhone, however. The battery section is definitely going to the Xiaomi. What about the cost? Well, you'll be dropping a pretty penny on both of these devices. The international version of the Xiaomi 14 Ultra will probably be around $1,300, and that will be for the 16 gigs of RAM and 512 titanium version, which is a bit more expensive than the iPhone, which starts at $1,200. But then you do get more RAM and storage than the base model iPhone, so its value proposition is quite good. Overall, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is a real beast. From the design to the camera hardware, it delivers top-tier performance and excellent quality. Both devices have their strengths. If you're an iPhone user, stick to the Pro Max, and if you like Android, the Xiaomi is the one to go for. But if we had to choose one for ourselves, we would pick up the iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's it for today's video. What do you guys think about the Xiaomi 14 Ultra? And how does it compare to the iPhone 15 Pro Max? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video and found it entertaining, please feel free to smash the like button. It really helps us out. Alright, that's it for this video. Until next time, stay under the spotlight.